Cloud9 versus G2 would have been the match of the season in our final week had they won a lot more games than they have. But at this point, it kind of is also the match of the season, just in a different way. It's crazy. Like Gibbs has been talking about, sometimes we see some roster change. He's talking about Cloud9 being the longest standing roster. They have not changed the roster since the Big Three started. Like the Big Three don't make roster changes. And when he says that, NRG has made one, G2 has made one, Cloud9 has never changed rosters. If they lose this series, there is a very sincere chance that they do, as they would at that point be out of playoffs and be playing in promotion relegation. So many things hang in the balance here, and so many teams waiting in the wings just to watch the results, Rogue in particular.
But here's the unfortunate thing for Cloud9. G2 played a pretty solid series earlier versus Space Station Gaming. It fell apart in Game 5, to be sure, but they were putting on pressure. Cloud9 crumbled against Rogue earlier.
They did.
You're in trouble, Cloud9.
They are.
It's not looking good.
I mean, for both these teams, though, like this is the one thing I feel like it's easy to look at it and be like, which team wants it more right now? And I think which team wants it more might honestly be the difference maker. But the fact is, the loser of this match is in promotion relegation. So there is no like one team's, if they can lose, they can watch someone else win, sort of like things to wait. No, just if you lose, you are in promotion relegation. Both these teams have to win this series in any way, shape, or form. Not talking about game count. Let's get into game number 1. We've got Cloud9 in the blue, G2 in the orange, and a best of 5 to determine who plays against the 3rd and 4th seed from the rival series. A shot just wide from Cloud9 to start things off. And now Cloud9 will have to play some defense here. Torment back to his corner, Rizzo up high. JKnaps looks for an opportunity here, but gets beaten by 2 Cloud9 players. We advance into the corner. Rizzo up past 1, back to midfield. Gimmick popped high. Now Chicago, a double commit on the rotation back in from G2 could create an opening. Nobody moves in. Now Gimmick back out to Torment. Chicago will block 1. Rizzo's gonna need to help him out. Gets it back to the other side.
It's good to see Cloud9 have a little bit of early pressure. G2 think about how they're going to approach things, and while I may have given Cloud9 some flack for losing to Rogue, Rogue did play incredibly well today, that being said. But at the same time, it's not like it was this overwhelming offense from Rogue.
But they are the only team in 2 seasons to beat NRG.
Yeah.
It's easy to look at that and be like, oh my gosh, NRG lost. It's like, yeah, but Rogue beat them. How crazy is that? 3:45 on the clock, no goals yet in game number 1. Squishy. Out. Rizzo actually will be called off by Chicago. Now Chicago moving up. Dunks Gimmick. Moves the ball into the blue. Squishy alone in his corner. Will try to hold on to this one. Flicks it over the top of 1, but loses control to JKnaps. And now to Rizzo, who got flicked. Now he'll put it just wide of the goal. Chicago out of the corner. JKnaps maybe thinks about moving up. There he is. There's the shot. And Squishy will send it off to the edge.
Oh, a nice demo there from Chicago, making it much more difficult. Great support, though, from Torment to keep things going despite that demo coming through. Like Cloud9's approach to the offense, this is a very measured game 1 from both teams. Nobody really taking any big risks. Both teams well aware of what needs to happen if they lose this game.
JKnaps not confident. Chicago calls him off. The double tap down. Rizzo to finish it, but Torment will get in the way. JKnaps now to try and continue this one. It's not going to happen as Squishy sends it off to the side. And now the drop back down. Torment over the top. Squishy and Gimmick double commit out of net. Rizzo's not in position, though, to punish. And he'll have to stall this as we move back onto G2's half.
Rizzo was a little hesitant there on offense. Didn't immediately jump for that backboard read. Gave up on it in the midfield, but G2 still on offense. A chance for a double tap, and taken away.
Torment, he's got Squishy in the midfield. Chicago tries to block, but Squishy moves in to close the gap. Now JKnaps looking, Gimmick, make an effort. Chicago to the backboard, Torment to the side, and now Gimmick down midfield. Rizzo will pop high to break up the play. Both teams playing positionally right now, neither really taking shots just yet as Torment gets in the way of Chicago. Gimmick will look to clear this, but Rizzo is lurking, waiting. The pinch with Squishy is no good. JKnaps off to the side. Some bumps on the back line could help Cloud9, but they struggle to get out of their own half here. Gimmick up, will pop it up again. Now Rizzo airborne, loses it to Squishy. 140 left to go. Still no goals in game one between G2 and Cloud9. Loser is out of playoffs.
Chicago really trying to find a small hole in that backboard. Rizzo, a little bit of a show of force there against Torment. Just a little fake challenge to try and get him to show his hand. And Cloud9 struggling to really hold on to the ball once they finally get over onto the G2 side here. And another great win by JKnaps means short stay, no shots on target. Cloud9's offense needs a moment.
Oh, man. All three players from G2 advanced on offense there, but none of them touched the ball. And now another opportunity. Rizzo onto the backboard, up against Torment. JKnaps and Chicago bump into each other in the midfield, and Cloud9's ball just goes all the way in.
There's really not much that needs to be said here. I mean, you can't run into each other. So yeah, first goal over to Cloud9. Feels good to play defense all game and then get an open net.
Yeah. Thanks for bopping each other.
Appreciate
you. G2 will look for a kickoff goal here, but blocked by Torment. One goal will tie it back up, and we'll be right back to where we started. Gimmick comes down. Chicago takes it off of his hood. Now JKnaps up. The pass across to Chicago. A great infield pass, but it's just wide of the net. Can they keep control of this ball? Here comes Rizzo. Try and work off the ceiling. Got Squishy up against him. The ball will bounce harsh. Now Torment trying. He doesn't really gain control. JKnaps tries to move in here, but Torment manages to somehow still get first contact. Now Rizzo up against Gimmick. It's neutral. 20 seconds left, and Cloud9 will walk away with game number one. But here's Chicago up against Torment. Onto the back wall. Torment's got it away, but JKnaps now airborne. The pass across. Rizzo's got the full tank to work with. Can he hold on? JKnaps bumps one off the backboard. Torment falls and makes the pinch. Chicago off the corner. Where's JKnaps? He's not in position. Nobody's able to do it here for G2. With 2 seconds left, they've got to make it the full court. Rizzo extends and tries, but can't touch it. Cloud9 steal game one.
Feels exactly like that G2 Space Station series. You know, you shot, 0 in the goal column. 7 saves for Cloud9 against 10 shots for G2. And 1 error in the midfield equals a blue and white win.
It is the situation. The team with fewer mistakes walks away with a victory. That bump sold the whole story. Rizzo was currently rotating back. No way he gets there in time. And just a strong shot from Torment means that that's the one that'll do it. The only goal in game one is the only goal that mattered. And man, you got it.
Well done, Torment.
I thought at the very end, I thought JKnaps on the back wall. He could have bumped both defenders off. This was going to do it, but no. Rizzo wasn't able to put it on target. Chicago wasn't there to help him. And G2, they lose game one. Cloud9, again, they have to win. G2 has to win. The loser of this is out of the playoffs, so they've got to get the win here. Cloud9 is happy to take anything G2 gives them.
And Torment definitely earned his paycheck there in that, in that game one. Almost 700 score, 5 saves, the 1 goal. And holding his team down in the role I would say he is most comfortable at, or has shown himself to be the top player in that spot on defense for Cloud9. So well done, Torment. You make a bunch of big saves. You keep G2 out of the net. You're able to capitalize off a mistake. 1 down.
1 down. Can they get 2 more? Best of 5 here. And we'll see Chicago and company here try to even the score as we move on to Neo Tokyo.
And what's interesting is I feel like early on in the season, we're like, man, G2 has such great vision. The passing is so good. And it's just dried up.
Well, they had 1 or 2 really solid passes. It looked like it would be a scoring chance, but then the shot wasn't there.
Yeah.
They've got to be able to finish. That is the problem with the infield pass style, is that the shooting's very difficult. If you're able to get the shot on target, really good chance of scoring that goal, but you've got to make the shot. And those passes are no joke either. It's Cloud9 here. Torment's up to try and make a crazy shot. JKnaps will block him. Well, Chicago slows things down against Squishy. Rizzo's up to try and gain control here. This will work out as they get this into the corner. JKnaps can't beat Torment. Chicago's too far forward. Now Torment back into the corner up against Chicago. The pinch will go back to midfield, and Squishy's got it red, but Chicago's got him dunked. Now JKnaps into the corner. Can he get this out to Rizzo? Rizzo back across. Chicago doesn't like the look of it, and he backs off. Squishy will find Gimmick on the far side. Now back into Squishy. No contact. It's Rizzo Up towards JKnaps. The pass back in. Here's Chicago on an open net. Does he find the shot? No, it's high and wide. Gimmick out to Torment. Blocked by Rizzo. Now back in. And Rizzo will find bumps on his way out. JKnaps.
Okay.
Can he hold on to this? He's got Chicago underneath. They look for the shot. Here it goes. No, wide again. G2. They keep putting together great plays, but then they just can't put it between the posts.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great drop down, but Chicago just not able to get all the way around it. To be fair, even if it was in the goalpost, that shot came from so far away. I feel like Cloud9 might have had a chance. With a lax defense in the midfield, some space to work with for Torment. He's got Squishy.
Rizzo beats him. Gimmick now into the box. Chicago and JKnaps advance. Torment will win the challenge.
That's
this
not
one's
good.
dropping dangerous. Gimmick's there. Rizzo will block him at the point of contact. Now Squishy in to keep the pressure on.
Great clear.
JKnaps out to midfield. Rizzo extends it onto the backboard. He's got boost to work with, but can't quite get there. Now Chicago's shot gets 2 defenders up. Rizzo finds the corner boost. He'll try to keep it in himself. Doesn't look to pass out to Chicago. And now JKnaps, who gets beat by Squishy. Another one loses. Rizzo there, but he'll get blocked back into the corner. Squishy leaves it for Torment, who puts the shot on target. JKnaps has the save, and we're still scoreless with 2:40 left to go in game 2.
That was a big save as well from JKnaps. He had to come all the way back because Rizzo really didn't get a big win, and now it's over his head. Torment with another open net. I believe it was Chicago just lost this challenge. Bang, right through him, and Rizzo expecting literally anything other than a clean loss. Beat.
I like that Cloud9 was there to finish it. Both teams have had opportunities to score, but their third man or even just the second man was too far away this time. All of Cloud9 in position to make that one work. JKnaps a complete air ball. Chicago will have to pick it up, and now Gimmick trying to push this one forward. Cloud9 over the top of one. JKnaps is there. Now Squishy thinks about moving up. JKnaps over the top of one. 2:10 on the clock, and it's a 1-goal game. Chicago pass into Rizzo. Now Squishy to Gimmick. Gimmick no contact. JKnaps out of his corner. Gets a past Torment. Here's Chicago. Just tries to slow us down. Bait in Squishy, but Squishy makes contact. And all of G2 is all over each other. JKnaps in the back corner now has to play defense as the rest of his team tries to get back into a semblance of positioning. JKnaps now past one. Up over to Chicago. Can they find the pass? No. Squishy blocks it. Sends it away. Rizzo extends it out. JKnaps makes contact. Chicago pass 2. Now Squishy alone in the net. He's also alone with the ball, though. The rest of G2 not in position to advance. Rizzo beats one. Chicago puts it on to the goal, but Torment's got it away, and now JKnaps back to Chicago again. The shot is wide once more. Chicago with a second touch. It's lofted. Rizzo's got to beat Gimmick, and they can't do it. Chicago finally puts one in, and G2, after about 9 minutes of gameplay, finally scores.
Can't believe this one finally found its way through. Huge block from Rizzo. Chicago, after stealing the boost, wheels right back around, and he's got to feel good punching that one in the net.
It was still off the post, too.
Yeah, I was a little worried. I was like, you might have want to left that one for JKnaps, but...
Yeah. This time, and looking for the lead following kickoff. Torment keeps it up on the wall. Rizzo will block him. Squishy's soft touch was enough to extend it into the corner. Torment's waiting for it. Now over the top of 2. Chicago lofts it high. Rizzo thinks about it. Chicago and JKnaps will move this one out. They've beaten Squishy Muffins. Torment and Gimmick alone in the backfield. Now Rizzo through 1. Gimmick keeps it high to himself and beats Chicago. 45 seconds left. Rizzo in the air. He's got it underneath Squishy, but Squishy adjusts. Now JKnaps back out to Chicago. The shot's there, and on target. Torment makes the block. Here's Rizzo, but no, he can't get it through the defense. Gimmick and Squishy looking to extend this down. 30 seconds remaining, looking for that silver goal to win the game.
Wow, JKnaps. Huge couple of blocks there. They caught G2 really trying to push something, get the lead late in the game, and JKnaps with 2 huge stops and a shot attempt, and saved by Torment.
Torment's got it away again. Rizzo keeps the pressure on. Now looking for goalies. Doesn't find anything in the final 10 seconds. Chicago up against Torment. He's got it flicked, but he beats JKnaps as well. Rizzo keeps this one high. JKnaps rotating out. Chicago takes another one, and it's overtime. Oh my goodness. That looked like it was the game finisher, but no, the clock denies him, and we're into overtime in game 2.
JKnaps thinking Rizzo was going to win that challenge. Not sure if G2 really has as much bite to this push as they think they have.
Oh, double commits. Squishy Manages to dodge a demo and get the block, and now here comes Cloud9. Torment up against Rizzo. This one neutralized. JKnaps will send it back into the blue. Rizzo thinks, but he's got no boost to work with. Just puts pressure on Gimmick so the touch isn't as strong. And now JKnaps through one. Gimmick will slow it down. Chicago tries, but Squishy beats him. And now Rizzo out of his corner. Misses control on the wall, and another miss there. JKnaps will block, but Squishy's got it right back into the box again.
Oh, huge blocks. Squishy doing a great job keeping the pressure going, and Gimmick with a big stop as well forces Chicago to rush things down.
Rizzo to the corner. Chicago, a small touch to beat Torment, and now to challenge Squishy. He's got it high. Gimmick's up for the shot. JKnaps will block him off to the side. And the first minute of overtime will come and go. Here's Rizzo down into the corner. Rizzo airborne once more. JKnaps lurking in midfield, waiting for the pass, but Rizzo backs off. He looked for goalies. Nobody was there to make the pass after he left the ball.
A lot of space as well for both teams here. Gimmick just trying to figure out what G2 wants to do with the ball. Chicago trying to keep it close so we can make a follow-up touch. It's both teams really just trying to hang on to the ball, but finally a chance.
No! That's it. Cloud9, they finally, when the ball just moved back and forth in the midfield, and finally a win high in the sky by Gimmick. Gets the ball to Squishy, and that's game 2 for Cloud9.
Was JKnaps really just trying to stretch because he knew again, they really did not want to give up the ball, both teams, and finally it was Cloud9 in the right position to deal with an awkward bounce into the midfield. And G2, 9 shots.
1 goal this time, an improvement.
8 shots for Cloud9. But again, it's just the offense from G2. It's nothing about it except maybe that last second attempt really is making me think, yeah, G2's got a knockout offense today.
Yeah, no, and the shots have just been wide. The only goal they scored still hit the woodwork. Is Chicago terrified of shooting center? Well, is he scared of Torment there? Which, I mean, I understand that. I mean, he's a good player. He's very good on defense, but still, like, I feel like just put the pressure on them, make them make the saves. Right now, they can just count on it hitting the woodwork and then not even having to rotate for it.
It is what happens when you really do try and place the ball perfectly. I mean, if you're hitting it right next to the top corner every single time, you definitely know you're trying to shoot the top corner, which is normally a good thing. It's just last week it wasn't working for G2. This week it's still not working for G2, and it's just such an amazing thing because I did the whole Telestrator thing about, man, Space Station's going to have to play G2, and they've got some strong shooters.
Yeah.
No, they don't, apparently. Not today.
Today has just not been the day for offense for G2, but they've got 3 potentially more games to figure this out. But right now, on match point, they lose this one. They get swept by Cloud9 and knocked into promotion relegation.
To be fair, it is a tough day for G2.
It's a tough day for everybody.
A tough day for Cloud9 as well, and that's a rocket to start off Game 3.
Cloud9, NRG secured their spot at Worlds last week, the week before that, and now here we are 3 series before the end of the regular season, and literally all the rest of the teams have no idea. Torment puts another one on, finally, an early goal here. Cloud9 had all the pressure following kickoff, and they make it work.
Missed touch here, bounces out. Rizzo just doesn't get it off the nose, and Torment knows that he just has to go left side, and a well-placed ball starts off Cloud9. And you really do wonder that why is G2 not striking as well? Because they know they should have won that game for Space Station earlier. It was really just shot placement. Again, they had over 10 shots, I'm pretty sure, in every single game, and just no goals to show for it. So they come in here thinking we need to beat Cloud9, and they keep trying to place the ball well, and it's Gimmick who just rips one towards the net. And now it's 2-0. It's about to go the same way as the Space Station.
He absolutely blazes that one. 42 miles an hour. And 2 goals to nothing. Cloud9, they're trying to put it away in style against G2. JKnaps with an attempt. Here comes Chicago, a miss. Here's Rizzo.
That needs to be in.
They get it finally, okay. G2's on the board. Both teams having some struggles on defense right now, and at least both teams are shooting.
That absolutely needed to be in. Chicago pulling out a couple defenders, and Rizzo, the softball, he really caught him diving across the net.
39 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You thought the 42 was slow here.
That's a zinger.
Got him with the changeup. Chicago.
To be fair, we did see a lot of real fast goals last week.
The absolute laser beams. Chicago off the woodwork once more. Some exciting gameplay. Here comes Rizzo through one. Now Squishy with the attempt. He's back out to Gimmick. Looks to extend this one away. Torment kind of lurking at midfield, but the ball is kept high by G2, and they'll get it all the way to the backboard. Squishy puts this one back to midfield off of his back wall. JKnaps. Onto the side, here's Rizzo. Beaten by Torment. Chicago needs to play defense. He'll scoop this one up and clean up the play. Now back down onto JKnaps' hood. Shot towards the goal, and Squishy's got it away. But hey, it's between the posts. A fair shot on target. And now more pressure from G2. The second shot not quite as good. With 3:19 left to go, this game has been the most active we've seen from these two teams in the first half.
Yeah, Cloud9 doing a really nice job making G2 hit the ball a lot harder, show their hand, just getting in their face.
One fake, nearly got two. Out of boost, JKnaps will go for the corner. Now Chicago comes in, Torment demolished in goal. JKnaps should be able to score, and he does. The gates were thrown open. JKnaps won't miss this one, and it's a tie game.
Excellent job here from Rizzo to just go for the demo after you realize this, they're all going to be tied up in the corner. Just goes to remove the last man. JKnaps, you can always trust him to put one into the far side. And an excellent play from G2 there to finally break everything down.
When their backs were against the wall versus Space Station, G2 absolutely crumbled in Game 5.
It was not pretty.
Here in Game 3, significantly better performances. They've been able to tie this up. Now we'll see if they can find the lead. JKnaps through the air. Squishy to the side here. Now Rizzo beating one. JKnaps up onto the backboard. Gimmick doesn't make contact. He completely misses, and JKnaps double taps him for the lead.
Excellent job. Rizzo off the side, away from the defense. They know this is an uncontested ball for JKnaps. Gimmick, though, you trust him on that one. I mean, it looked like he had it. His timing was just a little bit off. JKnaps, caution to the winds, just went for it. Didn't care if it was touched or not.
And this, I talked about it in the pre-show, that I think Cloud9's defense has been genuinely bad this season, and so far this series, G2's been letting the backboard do the defense for them. Double taps, though, are the name of the game if the backboard's your primary defender. Gimmick out to Torment. G2 with, I believe, their first lead of the series.
You are correct.
See if they can hold on to it. Rizzo looking for Chicago. Squishy over to the side. And now Gimmick slowing this one down in front of the box. See if he can bait somebody in. He gets JKnaps, but he loses control in the process. And now, here comes Torment. Chicago slows this down, beats Squishy, loses control and boost. He'll look for this corner and find it as well. Gets the pass back to JKnaps. It's rolled high. Can Rizzo find the shot? He's not even going to wait. He's going to let Torment make that contact. And now JKnaps up, back towards the goal. Chicago falls back, respecting Squishy in net. But I like the shooting from Chicago and company here. Here comes JKnaps for another one. This one just wide and off of a Cloud9 defender.
JKnaps trying to recreate Gimmick shot from earlier, just boost from all the way across the pitch and fire a strike into the net. But G2 like the pressure. However, you do need to be careful if you're on that G2 side. You don't get over aggressive and give up a great counterattack to a team like Cloud9. You're definitely asking for trouble.
Gimmick tries to hold on. The pass back in, broken up by Chicago into his own corner. Squishy's got it back out to Torment, but challenged by JKnaps, and now Gimmick alone in the backfield. He'll win one challenge, but JKnaps beats two. And now here comes Rizzo into the corner, 57 seconds left. G2's got the lead. There's a infield pass. Chicago shot dead center, makes it work. 2-4 G2.
That's the passing from G2 that you're used to seeing. The ball bounces off the midfield. JKnaps, sure, he could shoot it. No, just rip it midfield. Gimmick even jumped. He thought JKnaps was going to shoot that ball on target, and he saw the pass go straight left. He immediately backflipped because he knew he was going to have to recover it because he was in trouble. Chicago drilled it.
G2 stay alive. 48 seconds left, up by two. Most likely going to win Game 3. I believe they got one versus Space Station. They need to find two more here against Cloud9.
They got two versus Space Station. It was Game 5. Remember?
Went to Game 5, yes it did. It's that third one that's the kicker.
Yeah.
You gotta find a way to win that one. Chicago with a nice flick over Torment.
That's been difficult enough for both these teams this season.
Yep, sure has. Again, this stack continues. Back the last 3 weeks, G2 has won one series, Cloud9 has won none. This will be the first win in a while for one of them, and the loser, again, moves on to relegation. But G2 will dodge that bullet for the time being. We'll go to Game 4. Things are wild here in North America.
Well, there you go. That's all you wanted if you were a G2 fan. You're like, oh, good. The offense is back, putting great pressure, capitalizing on missed touches off the wall, strong passes into the middle, putting good shots on target. What more could you ask for if you're a G2 fan?
I don't know, just some more wins, I guess.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Probably what they're looking for.
That's probably the top of the list is what you could ask more of, yeah.
But here was the go-ahead goal from G2. Set up by JKnaps, and again, Gimmick. Something that generally is textbooked for the professional players, being able to get up off the goal line. It is a difficult challenge as far as challenges go, but you'd expect someone of Gimmick's caliber to make that play.
I mean, he's made that play thousands of times. We've seen him make that play hundreds of times.
Well, and even, there's two players on the goal line. I didn't see the moments right before that of how they got there, but the fact that you have two players sitting in net, no one kind of in a position to move onto the backboard, makes me question more decisions from Cloud9 there. But they've secured the first two games in a very close style there, holding G2 to just one goal between those two games. Here they got 4, and if G2's offense is going to start lighting up here in the back end of the series, Cloud9 is in trouble.
You could be in trouble, because again, it's another game where G2 puts up plus around 10 shots.
Yeah.
And so you really got to figure something out if you're Cloud9, because you cannot continue to allow a team like G2. Space Station ran into it as well. I mean, they put up 18 shots and somehow 0 goals were scored.
0.
I don't know how G2 managed that, but it's a possibility that you have to be aware of if you're Cloud9. And you know that G2 is going to put a ton of shots on target. I believe they came into this week second in the league with shots per game on average.
Yeah.
So it's G2 is a team that puts pressure on you. It's just been a little bit lackluster in terms of actually putting it in the net.
Chicago with a boom out of his corner. Here's Torment with a response back to midfield. Gimmick will try to get this to Squishy, but Moore just gets it to himself, and Chicago will move in to take control. Now Rizzo out of his corner. JKnaps extends this down. There's Rizzo underneath Torment onto the backboard. The defense from Cloud9 struggling to find control of this one, and JKnaps now will get it past one. As Torment entirely out of boost. Squishy's got to do work here, but Chicago beats him. Now off the crossbar. Gimmick has to find it. He's trying to just keep that ball close to himself and crowd Rizzo off of it, and it's not really working. Rizzo's just staying toe-to-toe with him all the way down. He'll hold onto it back into the corner. Tries to beat Torment, but now lofted high. Chicago will be beat, and finally Cloud9 will break onto offense.
Was that a little bit of a hiccup there in the midfield between JKnaps and Rizzo? It slowed down the offense a bit, but JKnaps has broken through.
Oh, Torment from behind. JKnaps we'll get that one away from Squishy. Now, past Chicago, Squishy versus JKnaps in the air. This one neutral and falling onto Rizzo's hood. He pops it high once more, just in case anyone from Cloud9 was moving to challenge him. And now Chicago, the shot was the goal, and the demolition from Rizzo will pave the way. That's G2 with another one.
You pretty much saw that exact shot in the previous game. 2 people in the corner for Cloud9. Yep. Rizzo goes for the demo. The shot comes through, and it's wide open. So wash, rinse, repeat for G2 in Game 4. And they're doing an excellent job. They are controlling Cloud9's corner boost. They're really not leaving Squishy, Gimmick, and Torment with a lot to work with.
And they're also seeming to put the ball in the air a lot. Whenever they feel scared of something right now, here on the other side, a 2v1 through 2. Gimmick should put this in. They will completely beat the defense, and that's a tie game. That's
a surprising miss from JKnaps. You can normally trust it. I mean, I might put JKnaps as the best defender on this G2 team, and to just see him just make that poor of a challenge against a player like Gimmick actually surprises me.
Well, and Gimmick kind of got a second touch to change the direction, but I think even if he hadn't gotten that second touch, JKnaps' flight misses the ball. So definitely a poor read. And that's a tie game here. Game 4, Cloud9. They've got match point. They're looking to finish this one off right here.
Quick answer as well.
We'll see how they do. If G2 wins this one, they win this series, they are into the playoffs. Cloud9, rather, they have to win and get some help.
Need help
from the last 2 series of the day.
Well, Cloud9's looking good for that, because I believe it's, is it Ghost who plays Birds, I believe?
Yes. I believe both them and Rogue Rogue needs Ghost to beat Birds. Oh, that's part of it, but well, not to try and confuse things, keep things.
They'll figure it out at the desk.
Focused on the game at hand. Right now, the most important thing for both these teams is just not losing. Losing is death.
That is the truth.
For the pass to Rizzo, who puts this one back down to Chicago. No one will be there to challenge
Score
it.
that
Can he
somehow.
find this touch? I don't know. It rolled just so perfectly. The drop down.
I wanted that
wall.
to go in. I would have just lost my mind.
That would have been nuts. It's an excellent pass. JKnaps versus Gimmick. Goes in G2's favor. Chicago emerges and actually finds a semblance of contact. Now Squishy will try to get this one, but JKnaps crosses Chicago. He's got lots of space, just takes the shot. I respect the decision. Force the defense to make a play.
Yeah.
And they're struggling to get it now out of the corner.
Real fast pass across. You can't really trap that ball and bring it down. Pass again to JKnaps.
Oh.
Chicago's going to need help, though, and nobody home. Rizzo late. Second ball.
JKnaps up for the final shot. He tries to put it in. Torment this time off the backboard. Will make contact. Chicago back out to Rizzo, but he's not going up for it. Squishy will take control, put this ball into the orange before JKnaps is able to punt it right back into the blue and beat Gimmick in his own corner. Now out of boost, he just looks for the block, but Torment waits for him to fall out of the sky, and now Rizzo onto the backboard. Squishy has got it away. Chicago back pass to JKnaps, looking for Rizzo, but beaten by Squishy. No, Rizzo got there first, and now JKnaps looks for the pass to Chicago. Chicago wasn't ready for it. I don't think he believed JKnaps was going to make it so well.
Yeah.
But nobody's home in the defense. There's in front of the box, and JKnaps will finish. They just pulled all of Cloud9 off to the side, and that's the lead back for G2.
It definitely was a big hiccup because they saw that little dish from JKnaps out to the top. Chicago didn't read it very well either. Everyone kind of gets thrown for a bit of a loop. The demo happens right in the middle of the box. The ball punches out into the middle, and Chicago is able to recover and make a great pass. And so well done for G2 to not give up on that despite squandering what initially looked like an excellent chance on target.
Torment was in such a rough position. Either he challenges the defender or challenges the pass on the wall and possibly gets beat, which is what happens, or he just sits in net and just waits for a shot that's going to be coming from an oblong direction. That one results in a G2 lead again. This Gimmick gets bumped high, 59 seconds left on the clock. G2 looking to force game 5. It's Gimmick into the corner. Chicago demolished, but a challenge from JKnaps is good, and a second one from him. He'll slow it all the way down. Chicago's have plenty of time to respawn, get boosted in the tank. Rizzo out of the corner, puts it in front of the box.
Oh, he got it!
Contact, and Chicago scores out of nowhere. G2's got security now.
How did Chicago get this ball? Okay, there's the pass. I understand Torment not really being able to make that touch. He doesn't have a slow enough speed to be able to hit the brakes and jump off and hit that ball, but Gimmick, I really thought he had that ball.
It's been such a rough season for Gimmick. Right now, Cloud9. They have to find a win at some point. It's that third game that's going to escape them. We're now going into game 5. 20 seconds remaining. They got to get a goal right now if they want to avoid that final decisive game on Champions Field. Here's Squishy looking for it, but Chicago's got it over his hood. 10 seconds left.
Oh, did they
Time's
just
waning? Did they throw it? JKnaps up. He'll block it. This might still be a goal. Nobody else is there. Squishy's shot blocked by JKnaps, and that'll do it. Even if Squishy had scored it at 4 seconds, it might not have mattered. This one here, there's no time left on the clock. The game will end 3-2 in favor of G2, and it achieves. We are going to game 5. The loser goes into promotion relegation.
Absolutely insanity here. I mean, it's dead quiet for G2 games 1 and 2. 2 one-goal games. The only one came through by pure happenstance, it felt like, in game 2. Game 3, the offense comes back to life. Game 4, it keeps going. And Cloud9, a couple of uncharacteristic misses, to be fair. That last one, maybe I was a bit too harsh on Gimmick. He was under a lot of pressure. He knew the guy was right behind him. He was coming back full speed. It's a tough ball to read.
It's a play that evolved in like less than a second. You
it was
have to make
tough.
Such a decision so quickly there. But still, that security goal is the difference maker. At the end, they managed to get it in 0 seconds, and it doesn't matter because that goal goes in.
To be fair, I do think if G2 knew they weren't up by 2, they probably would have played that 0-second situation a bit more conservatively.
For sure, 100%.
I think they saw that first shot from Squishy and they're like, okay, we're fine. And as soon as it popped back up in front, they're like, I really don't care.
It doesn't matter. There's just so little time to actually score there. Yeah, when Squishy's shot wasn't just a laser, just a rocket. It was like the game was over. And
they were done.
G2 forced game 5, looking to reverse sweep Cloud9 into promotion relegation. What a painful way to go out if they're able to pull it off here. But Cloud9, they would love to dodge that right now. They've got to find a way to put it together because G2 has all the momentum.
Yeah, it's all about defense if you're Cloud9. I feel Chicago and JKnaps are honestly the two biggest reasons this is happening. Rizzo is kind of just trying to lock down in the midfield and be as aggressive as possible, force Cloud9 to just hit the ball up the pitch, not bring it down, not have any space. And if that's all Rizzo has to do, G2 is in good shape because the rest has just been pressure, 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 favoring G2.
Into Game 5 on Champions Field. Every one of these players has played in that title game. Cloud9 has won it. Their names hang in the rafters here. G2 has been so close making it to the finals against Vitality last season, and now both teams fighting to stay out of relegation. This game will send one of those teams to that tournament. And for G2, if they win, it puts them into the playoffs in 2 weeks.
Couple of nice clears from G2 now, coming off their backboard there with a bounce and hard into the middle. Great pressure being applied by Gimmick on the goal line, and some awkward scenarios early on in Game 5 for G2 on defense.
G2 well positioned on offense, a demolition, and the win from Gimmick, a quick adjustment. Absolute hair trigger reaction to make sure that one didn't turn into a goal. Now hounding the defense. The defense will get some blocks, but finally it goes in. Cloud9 find the lead here at the beginning of Game 5.
Yeah, Chicago sort of gets tied up here on the goal line. Rizzo just trying to close the gap. Again, exactly what you want. But as Chicago was coming in, he kind of hit the brakes a little bit and wasn't really sure which side of the net he wanted to defend. Made his choice, and by then it was too late. Torment to the back post.
Cloud9, they find that early goal so important for breaking up the momentum that G2's been building the last 2 games.
Great.
But now they've got to capitalize on it. They've got to find more than a 1-goal lead. Gimmick out of his goal, loses control, and Chicago puts it into the corner. Now Torment up onto the wall, and JKnaps has it away from him. It's back into the box, and Gimmick will just guide it over the top so that there's no shot for G2. Now looking to extend it out. He's out of boost, but he's got the ball into the orange. G2's got to play some transition ball.
And G2 doing a nice job. They realize when Cloud9 hits the ball too hard, they're... What?
Oh, whoa, Gimmick! It's been an up and down roller coaster of a season, but this is the sort of plays we came to know him for. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. What is that angle?
It's insane. I don't know how many calculators and protractors he has on his desk right now, but man, he used them all at the same time. And 2 goals now. They've got the security. They've got a little bit of wiggle room.
That's a haymaker for Cloud9 right now.
Does that give them the freedom, the peace of mind to play clean for the next 3 minutes and 20 seconds?
Oh, JKnaps.
Can G2 find a way back into this? Gimmick's up to beat Rizzo. It's dropping back down to Squishy. Chicago out of the corner will win the challenge. Is JKnaps there? He'll put it neutral. And the miss Cloud9 offense, but another miss from Chicago. Both teams taking turns just driving past the ball. Now the pass towards Gimmick, intercepted by JKnaps. G2 yet to get on the board in Game 5. Chicago beats Gimmick. He just continues to be caught in no man's land. Now Rizzo up against Torment, tries to play the change-up game, but it doesn't work this time. Torment just flips in front of him, and now the ball's back in Gimmick's hands. Torment will try to help get it back into G2's half.
And I think Rizzo had a decent idea there, trying to let it roll, give himself some space to work with, but it was just the catch that wasn't quite perfect. Didn't give him very many options, and Torment closed the gap as soon as he realized it.
Oh, Chicago with a long one from midfield. Squishy immediately responds with a long one of his own. It's now back into G2's corner. And lofting so high, so much power was put on that ball. Gimmick dumps this one into the box. Chicago out to JKnaps. Nice pass play back to Chicago. Back to JKnaps, but it's still into the corner. The shot wasn't there. Now Chicago out to Rizzo. Can he get back Squishy? It's behind him. The shot from Torment, though. No, all of G2's upfield. 3-0 for Cloud9. The security continues to be built as we're past halftime.
It's shades of Space Station Gaming. Too far forward, 3 goals down with 2:09 on the clock. It's not good. G2 trying to push and force things much more than they need to. It's like the Telestrator from week 2. You can't be that aggressive.
3-0. G2 with their backs against the wall. Can they find a way to get this to overtime? It's Gimmick. Back down. A win from G2 and all of Cloud9 now starting to play a little bit more passive, just looking to burn as much time, force G2 to be the one to spend boost and make the plays. Gimmick pops past one. Chicago, the ball into the midfield, but nobody can make the shot. All of the defenders in position, all of the offense, no contact. Chicago tries to beat Gimmick again, and the backboard defense is starting to be there right when Cloud9 needs it. Chicago pass 2 into the box. JKnaps can't beat Squishy. With 1:23 left to go, Cloud9 is holding on. Nearly reverse swept as a fourth goal just clangs off the crossbar and out. JKnaps now.
Squishy just gave that ball up. He didn't even care. He hit that ball towards the net and then immediately ran away. Cloud9 knows they just got to turtle up.
Cloud9's happy to play hot potato, and they beat them all. They've all been committed. You can't blame G2 for trying, but the fourth goal rolls in. That one is going to be the knife in the back. G2 is done. Cloud9, they dodge the reverse sweep. They survive, and they make it out. They're not going to be relegated just yet. And for G2,
they need help. If you're Cloud9, you need help for the rest of the day, but if you're G2, this actually might be the worst week 5 for them, I think, ever.
In the history of Rocket League.
And it's not just because they went 0-2, it's because they went 0-2 and lost both Game 5s.
Game 5s, 42 seconds left. JKnaps gets the first one on. And the slimmest glimmer of hope gleams at the end of the tunnel, but it is so faint.
You need a kickoff goal.
They need a kick. They need maybe 2 of them. I don't know. We'll see here. Cloud9 has to either make some horrendous mistakes, or G2 has to play the best Rocket League they've ever played. It's Rizzo to JKnaps. Now a pass across. Chicago's not quite there. Double commit, but it's behind Chicago, and that's all that matters.
Just sitting on the goal line. He's like, nope. Nothing past me. Nope.
Do they get this one here? All right, there's a second goal.
What the heck, okay. Cloud9?
They just triple committed out of. There was the double commit and goal. I didn't think it would matter. I figured one person would just hit the brakes. But, Torment and Gimmick, I believe, right there on top of each other.
Well,
27 seconds left. Technically possible.
It is technically possible.
A kickoff goal now would be huge.
And now that would be huge. Now you put fear into him.
Chicago over the edge.
Favorable.
JKnaps with a try. Rizzo now to the corner. Here's Torment. He's got one beat. Chicago. The pass inwards. JKnaps is there. Gimmick's trying to crowd him in. But JKnaps will slow it down. But the problem is slowing it down burns time. They've got to find a goal right away. Squishy's got a nice long clear. JKnaps with no boost has to play it off the wall. Back down to Chicago, who puts it on, but Rizzo can't get it there. Intercepted by Gimmick. Demon with a double tap. That one is really...
Oh, no. There's 1 second on the clock.
There's one. It doesn't matter. The game, there's impossible to score 3 goals in the 1 second.
But
pretty goals.
Now it can't go in the montage, though. Gimmick, you know... You gotta delay that double tap, my guy.
Dude, this guy has been struggling this season. Just let him have his double taps. He's successfully dodged promotion relegation.
Wow.
Cloud9. A little bit of fireworks, a little bit of pizzazz at the end, but it doesn't matter. Game 5 was not G2's friend, as they will be playing to stay in RLCS this season.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, they will not play in playoffs in 2 weeks.
Man. Talk about a rough day at the office.
Chill.
If you're G2 Esports.
That's crazy. Absolutely wild. And to be so close 2 times.
Yeah.
So close.
And have both Game 5s just go like, and straight down.
Man, like the thing is, I believe we've talked about this before. I think one time in the history of RLCS, in a qualifier, there was a team that managed to win a game, come back from a 4-0 deficit. And like, if they had managed to pull that off here, historic. Absolutely would have been the highlight of the season. But no, not able to do it. Again, history will stand true over and over again here. And Torment and Gimmick, Squishy, everybody got involved on the scoring in this Game 5. Yeah. They were the team that wanted it more in this situation.
The biggest thing was that Gimmick shot, that second goal in that Game 5, straight out of the corner. I was like, whoa, you put something in like that. That's a smack right in the face to G2, because it came just like 30 seconds after the opener.
Yep.
And that was just the biggest blow.
That was huge, and that gave them the security to play clean and to say, hey, you have to come to us. You've got to play to us. But it's not going to work out this time, and oh my goodness, what a day it's been so far, folks. We've got quite a bit more Rocket League to go, though. The Knights take it on SSG. Can SSG go 2-0 on the day? Well, we'll find out right after the break.